All right, so let's take a look at some games with immense piece activity. So we have UA versus Keres. All right, and as I mentioned here, we're really going to focus on move 22. We could briefly see how we got there. Let's really look at move 22, and then there's a queen sacrifice, which yeah, but again, really it's okay to know that it happens because it's really unpredictable, but it's more that you can evaluate properly why it happened. Okay, so I'll go ahead and move this over actually. Just focus on the board. Okay. So we're looking for Keres with black, how he won this. And the beginning of it's kind of unassuming. We don't have a Nimzo Indian. We've looked at quite a few Nimzo Indians. This time we have a Queen's Indian where the knight doesn't come to C3, so you don't pin it right away, which is kind of what black wants. Actually, Uday, we have a correspondence game going, a daily game, where you did knight f3, and I decided, I'm like, I don't want to play a Queen's Indian. So I did the Bogo Indian with c5, which is kind of funky, but it ended up being, it's a very interesting game. All right, so B, and the other one's
Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose that one.
Oh, you lost a pawn in one of the games, but I think you're doing fine in that game.
Yeah, have you played?
No, I'm on vacation mode. I have to catch up. So G3, bishop B7. So we have a typical Queen's Indian, which we saw with Alpha Zero against Stockfish, and Alpha Zero showed us some really nice ways to handle the Queen's Indian. Okay, so standard stuff, pretty modest for black, but it turns out that black can suddenly start going f5 and it becomes like a quasi Dutch thing. Speaking of our game today, would be like playing f4 with white with bishop b2, so similar structures. But you kind of, it's like a delayed Dutch. You do the Dutch when you want to, once you think it's okay. You don't just go right away and play f5, but we're going to transition in a few moves into a Dutch-like setup. But he takes, so it's kind of a milder position. Pieces are getting traded off. Real nice and solid for Keres, but he's still keeping pressure on the diagonal, and he doesn't really care if they trade bishops. Just getting very just trading down, and not too much play there. And white's, sure, white's king is a little bit more exposed without the bishop, but it's just going to be, not too much activity. So ideally, you'll keep some pieces on the board, have some play, but after 91, he challenges the bishop, and the queen goes to c8. So at least if they take on b7, then Keres could take back and patrol the, a8 to h1 diagonal. So e4 is played. And we've talked about this. Whenever the c and e pawns are pushed twice, what is that? Remember, we looked at that with the Botvinnik system. So this is actually really pertinent to this game. What is the weakness that's created? We want to train our sights on this the entire game. What's the weakness for white that was being created?
D4?
You said d4, Nikki?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, d4.
Anytime you move these two pawns, again, in the Botvinnik is like this with d3, e4, c4, right? We have this setup. Doesn't make a difference. You play d4, d4 is weak itself. Now, as for how do you get to it, you don't have to get to it yet. It's just there. Maybe you can hit it with c5, maybe bishop f6, maybe knight c6, right? We can attack it pretty directly. So knight comes out, you see. You can just finish your development, but maybe you could play c5, bishop f6 soon. And then things got a little messy with d5, but then that further weakens the dark squares. So for example, sometimes you'll play like, a5 and knight c5, latch onto those dark squares. And ideally, I will get that nice diagonal for the bit. Imagine you have a5 and the bishop's on f6, you might keep throwing your a pawn at them to target b2 or something. So we have a lot of pressure all of a sudden. Yeah, white has space, but it's very loose. Pawns are under a lot of pressure. He's trying to hit e6, of course, trying to prove that that's attackable. It's a weakness, of course, because black has similarly moved two pawns on both sides, right? Played t6 and f5. So e6 is inherently weak. That's c6 and e6. So black is a little weak on the light squares. Imagine if the pawn were on d7, then we have a nice pawn chain, not many weaknesses. So, but black is more dynamic now. By playing d6, he can always play e5 as well, but he takes. Now he's putting more pressure on d5. Now the tricky thing is, what if they take e6? It doesn't really matter though. That's what he wants. He took with the queen, but let's say he takes. Well, now the bishop's been opened on the pawn for now. Also, do you think he's really going to hold that pawn on e6? So for example, like I meant, maybe the knight will help out to guard the pawn, either to f6 or c5. But is this, and the rook's open, by the way, too, half of it 5. But is this pawn really going to stay there, you think?
No, he's not gonna make it.
It's probably too far advanced.
Yeah, it's just isolated. It's, it's just effectively, it's like, it's just delayed. It's like they take you, you take them. It's just going to take you another move to move your knight. So for example, the computer is actually giving minus 1.7 there. Oops. But for example, after they take, as I mentioned, the knight could come out. So of course you want to hold on to your pawn. So you've taken a pawn, they've taken a pawn. That's why they didn't do it, but they've taken a pawn. And now you're going to preserve that pawn, it looks like, and yet you're trying to win this. Okay, they have bishop here, and then okay, they can just to give you a sense of how it might go, and then you still could take this pretty much at will, and that's what it suggests. And this is obviously a beautiful position for black. It's actually a little tricky, but look at black's development. Like if white goes ahead and takes, that just doesn't look that attractive. And yeah, you can kind of attack the queen, and you have nice centralization. Yeah, again, you have F-file pressure, and black is just really well developed, white's not. So it's just a sample line of how things might go. And yeah, we can try to checkmate them too, but yeah, it looks good. So just to give you a sense of why you're able to let them take on E6. So it's very interesting dynamically. Now remember, our theme is active pieces. So we have to be fearless. We're trying to play for the win. So we have to allow some kind of, the position to blow up like that, right? You can't be afraid of that. You're trying to play for the win. So F takes, queen takes. Now it looks, let me get rid of that. Now it looks a little, and they did play knight c5, which is the suggestion. And Yue was actually the champion for a little bit, right? From the Netherlands. Keres, where was he from? Was he Russian? You guys know? He was among the strongest to have never become champion. Very strong player. What's that, Uday? Do you remember where he's from?
Yeah, he was a Soviet. He beat 11 world champions.
He beat how many world champions?
I think either 9 or 11. One of those.
Oh, really? So he's one of those guys who's been around for a while. So then we talked about like Reshevsky and Korchnoi.
He was called the eternal number 2
as well.
Yeah, he was called the eternal number 2 because like he was.
Can you speak a little louder?
usually second
Can
best.
you speak a little louder? The eternal what?
Eternal second, like the eternal number 2. He never became world champion, but
Yeah, he's definitely, like I said, one of the guys who was among the best to have never become champion, as well as, Korchnoi, and a lot of the candidates, like Bronstein was way up there. So there are always conspiracies like, oh, was it rigged to the favored, like just like it could have been, rigged in against Kasparov, for example, like with the first match where they stopped the match, but that was because Karpov lost also because he lost like 20 pounds. But yeah, there's just controversies, of course, around that. Different people have their views on it. But yeah, but players who were really close to becoming champion but didn't, possibly because it was rigged. That's debatable. But okay, knight c5, queen e2, bishop f6. So here, okay, he's trying to get this pawn, and he's not. And now that you have bishop f6, that's de facto keeping the knight in an outpost. Again, one way to do it is a5. Whenever they go a3, you go a4. So if they go b4, you take en passant, and they create a big weakness on b3. But now de facto, you can't move the pawn. So he might toss an a5, but the knight just gets to sit there. And black's pieces are already becoming very active. And he has to watch. There still is a lot of pressure on d5. If we could do something about the pin, that's why obviously he needs the pin. But he's got to be careful. A lot of pressure on white's position. And what's another advantage just inherently for black? For now, anyway, yeah, I'd call that in a balance that should favor black. In what sense? What do you guys think?
Well, I see the potential to attack the queen, the white queen.
Well, there's the e-file pressure. Yeah, earlier we had the half open f-file. The rook has, abandoned that. Maybe f4 will be played or something to mitigate any f-file pressure. But now there's some e-file pressure. Again, we just have to mitigate this. We have to deal with this pin. But once we have a remedy there, yeah, we'll open that up. Actually, you can probably just take it. Because then you have to tactically make that work, but it could work. Because if the queen takes, you take back. And if they take your bishop, you could take the queen, and they take your bishop, and you take back. So actually, they have to think about that. Both sides have to consider the capture. So as you said, Lynn, correct. How about development? Going back to the first one we recorded actually about exploiting a lead in development. Who has a lead in development here?
Definitely white has all his pieces on the back.
Yeah. So black has all the minor pieces out. And again, the bishop's on b7, but it's blocked, but that might only be temporary. If they even do end up winning the pawn, it would just unleash our bishop. So it's not a problem. And yeah, he's completely tied down. Just watch out for b2. The knight's on the back rank, bishop's on the back rank, therefore the rook is in a traffic jam. The other rooks in the traffic are kind of stuck in the garage, double parked cars, can't get it down into the road. So bishop e3, queen d8. Okay, he decides to take. So he does get off the line, right? Ultimately, she gets off the line so they can open it up. Bishop takes. Now we have a nice bishop pair. And like I said, the d4 square, you guys are starting to see it, right? It's always there. And as even the diagonal, that if they had, well, they weakened d4, then they bypassed. That was just a clear line of fire right through there. But now the d4 square itself is relevant. So it takes, there's your tempo lint, right? Let's exploit that. Check, king moves. Now, maybe they thought about doing taking, but then, you know, maybe you, rather than taking the bishop, you might even think about this move. You would certainly think about that.
Yeah.
And once he gets it back, black's up a clean pawn. You don't need to take the bishop back. That's why he was kind of, you know, he was ignoring the bishop at first. Well, first of all, it's a, you know, direct attack on the queen. So he can take back whenever he wants. But after the next move, certainly makes sense to, you have the ability to ignore it again. Or for example, after takes, you can ignore the c5 bishop and just take the light. And that's beautiful because now we're going to have the light square control. We still have the pressure on the dark squares. Now it's not, again, we talk about uncontested bishops. So if we take the c5 bishop, we have the uncontested bishop for the dark squares. If we take the e6 bishop, we would similarly have the light squares. Hopefully we'll get both, but either way, it's bad for our opponent, right? It's very bad for Juve. I don't know if it's like, is it Juve or something? I don't know how to pronounce it, but
It's like Ew, like it's a really weird.
It's Ew.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
something like I think I trying to
That's something you
remember.
definitely wouldn't expect from English, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
So the English speaker, it's like, yeah, we have to, that's gonna do. Okay, so rook d1, d takes c5. Okay, so now it's getting this one back, and there's still problems on for the e6 bishop. So there's a crisis for white here. And again, black is fully developed, you know, let's move the queen. There are real problems here because he's trying to win the bishop on e6 in many lines. So you see the flow of it, checks. Yeah, if you didn't do the check, if you didn't move, then we'll take the bishop back, of course, but then we'll have this beautiful diagonal, and our bishop would be able to sink into d4, anchored by a pawn. So he decides to mix things up with the bishop check. We take back. Now, obviously, let's see, what can you even do here? If the pawn, so the knight moves, but if the pawn takes, there are some problems as well. Can we just take the pawn maybe with the bishop? If we want to, we don't even have to. That pawn is certainly feeble on d5. Interesting tactics.
You take it.
You think we should take it?
Maybe, well,
You'll be hitting e6.
maybe you can
defend
push
e6
the
after.
C pawn to C6.
Yeah, I thought about that as well. c6. The only problem here is that they will unleash
no,
our
wait,
queen.
wait.
See, we were putting pressure on the
Well,
e5. Now
okay,
we're
that's when you
justifying their pressure on the.
changing.
We're helping that to break open against our queen to unleash it. What's that?
Yeah, that's when you start to exchange pieces, liquidate.
I thought about it. Yeah, but
I mean, if
under the most
that's not
favorable
the right
circumstances.
time,
Exactly.
maybe not the right time.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
liquidate, Yeah,
You do the timing, get the timing right, do it under the most favorable
What about bishop
circumstances.
h6?
yeah.
Bishop where? Bishop takes.
h6.
Yeah, I think you could. Oh, sorry, bishop e6. You said. Oh, that's interesting.
bishop
Well, what's
takes
going to
is,
happen there? Then?
I
If you take, you just want to take the bishop back after the queen takes.
Yeah, and then I guess you could just win the d5 pawn pretty easy. And the b2 pawn as well.
Well, it's a little bit complicated. Oh, you can block with the bishop, right? Well, you'd have to move the rook, obviously. You'd move the rook to d6, but like it's a little tricky. You go here. Ideally, we'd like. Well, let's
I
see.
don't think
They take, you take. They can't take back because you take the rook, right? They wouldn't take back. So the queen will move probably, and then you pile up with it. It's tricky to block as well because the knight will attack. It's a little tricky. It's possible.
Yeah, no block.
What about bishop takes d5 though?
Also, yeah, no, bishop takes d5 or bishop takes d5. Rook takes e2, bishop takes. Oh no, wait, no.
Queen's hanging. That's the problem. The queen's hanging because the loose queen.
Yeah,
I think you
got
can
confused.
actually you can take the rook, right?
Yeah, you could.
Do not take
yes,
the
you
bishop,
could.
right? Because they take with check, take the
No,
rook.
no.
And then,
that's
oh,
not what I
wait. Oh, this is where the rook's hanging in the corner.
Yeah,
No,
that's
doesn't
what
work.
I'm saying.
That
That's what
doesn't
I'm
work,
saying.
right?
That's
That
why
line
that-
doesn't work.
Yeah, because the bishop attacks, I just messed up the move already.
So then, okay, so we were looking at the rook takes line. Yeah, so the
Yeah,
line
you-
failed,
you-
right? Because the rook's hanging in the corner.
Yeah,
So
I
let's see.
mean, wait. Can't you just go queen e7 after?
Wait, you're saying in this same line?
Yep, queen e7.
Oh, yes, there's your solution, I think then. Because again, we got those dark squares, the rook can't defend them. And now, if they come in, you might take the rook in this line if you want to. Because we have pawns. We're eating pawns. And now the bishop's on d7, not d5.
Yeah, they
okay?
wouldn't do
And then
that.
you're just eating pawns, and you're already up a pawn, probably a winning position, right? No, you're up in exchange too, duh. Yeah. So too much, and the rooks happen to gobble up things. Rook on the 7th. Get your
I
rooks
guess
in
you
there.
found a better one.
Hogs on the 7th. Pigs in heaven. What's that?
Pigs in heaven.
Yeah,
What were you
that
saying?
one. And I think maybe he found a better one.
What's that? Oh, I think
Maybe he found a better move. I don't know.
what was that? Oh, Lynn and Leia had to take off. Because yeah, Lynn's got
Aw.
the call with her Russian friend too. Well, what's that, Uday? Can you say a little louder again? Couldn't hear the last
Yeah,
thing.
I said maybe he found a better move.
This move order, right?
Yeah, maybe he found
Yeah.
a better one. Like, was this what happened in the game?
No, this is just what happens if so what happened is it's an interesting line though, because the knight chose to go to G2, which is obviously not what you want to do. But the critical line is what if they just take the pawn? So yes, you can take, but then this forced line fails, as you noted. So we have to go queen e7, and I'll promote that variation. And then this looks like it's just really strong for black. You can't, well, you can try something like bishop back. You can try this. Then they wouldn't trade off the rook. Yeah, then they would. This is the line.
Losing.
This doesn't lose the exchange, but it still looks pretty good for black. Currently,
Yeah, man, you
pawn,
could
and
try
again, the
stuff
queen side's just
like
collapsed.
knight
In every line,
d3.
the queen side's collapsing. We have a cluster of pawns. What's that?
I mean, yeah, he could try going on the 7th rank, but
Gonna go
I
where?
don't think it'll rook d7 or knight d3.
Yeah, I looked at those lines. I don't think they work. Well, rook d.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
let's
probably-
look at. Okay, it's interesting. Just since we're here, it's very interesting. Okay, let's say knight to d3. What's your response to that going to be?
Bishop takes. Oh
A
wait.
simpler move. You guys
Bishop
take a look. You
bishop
guys think
d4.
about what you guys
C4.
think. You guys think
No,
about it
that's
too. Yeah, that's right,
C4,
Nikki. I saved it C4, right? Then these are collapsing, right? Right, Uday, C4.
Yeah, c4 or even better. I think maybe we could go bishop d4, followed by rook f8.
Well, you're attacking F2, but if you push the C pawn, they'll take your bishop, so it's kind of tricky.
No, without.
I think
pushing.
if you can guarantee that you're going to eat up his queenside pawns, it's a win. And then you can always, the thing is, no one's stopping you from going bishop d4 after that, right? So you could still go rook f8, maybe make a luft for your king on h6 or something, and life is good, right? So for example, let's check because it's so you can have the accurate line. It's interesting. Okay, so if knight d3, yeah, just c4, you gobble up the pawns. It's just very clear win now. But again, Uday, I see. No, then you could follow with the second pawn, but it doesn't matter. This is just game over, right? It's
Yeah, my bad.
just game over. Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
even
care about,
bishop-
honestly, I don't care about the F pawn if I have these pawns, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
the,
well, what
well,
if
actually
bishop-
leave them with the F pawn weakness. Let them be tied to it.
What's the eval? Yeah, that's also. What's the eval?
For
after
the eval of the
bishop
other
d4?
one, it's just not as clear, I think. You're saying bishop d4 now?
Yeah, I guess -2-ish.
Something like that, maybe. Yep, you're right, -2. Yeah, exactly. It's like you don't care about the F pawn that much. That's there. We care about the gobbling these because this is just like a theoretical win, basically. Once you have this situation, it's just over. Let's see what happens if here, this pawn's just coming in. You can take, it doesn't matter. You're winning the rook and pawn endgame. Now we can come in with both rooks, maybe. Apparently this wins, but yeah, it doesn't matter. You can bring in the rooks and then attack this way. Yeah, why not? This looks nice. Oh, wait, what if the rook goes in?
What about?
We can liquidate, I think, because we have so many
I
pawns.
guess we could just-
Yeah, we just
Maybe
liquidate.
just-
And if they want to trade, you have an easily winning rook and pawn endgame. 3 connected pass pawns, right? If they take. Oh, then Uday, there's one more line. We talked about, well, what if not, if here, okay. Now the thing about rook down is it doesn't really matter if they get your C pawn. We have to judge that correctly. Does it really matter if they get your C pawn right now? What
No.
matters more? That's a doubled pawn anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, that's, I was just gonna say that, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. If you wait it out, when you wait this, it matters more that you get their pawns. You just ignore them. You get 2 for 1 again. Now we have 3 connected pass pawns and game over. Just effectively game over. Right? Easy win with these 3 connected pass pawns. Your bishop can probably dominate the knight. Yeah, you get your just run your pawns, and it's even easier because your bishop patrols A1. So we have a quick run with the outside. Quickly that'll get to A3 and become unstoppable. So you'll win material at least. So anyway, that's a really interesting sideline though. So but you have to think about, like, why does he go knight G2? Why can't he take? Well, that's important to know. And since he doesn't take this, now it's interesting in terms of, like, I'm talking about this incredible amount of piece activity. So far you're seeing a good amount, right? Pieces are trading off though. It's like, okay, what are you going to do to really swarm them? Well, we're about to. Keep in mind, we do have the bishop pair, which love open lines to patrol and just swarm the board, right? So here's the key moment. By the way, they just weaken their position. So rather than taking it, they just voluntarily, rather than, we don't need to take it, they voluntarily pushed it, which weakens their king, especially because we have this nice diagonal. We can use those diagonals. Now I want you guys to figure out, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I want you guys to figure out the moves. And most importantly, why? Because it's not like a direct win after this, but it's, again, it's understanding how powerful it is to mobilize all these pieces, especially given the weak white king now. So your king's very solid here. No one's touching your king with the bishop and everything. No one's getting there anytime soon. So what do you guys think? What's that? What do you think we should do? Or just toss out a move, Uday, and then why don't you guys all think about it since you just answered some stuff?
Well, it's in your email, right? Like this is the point where he
This
played.
is the moment. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, okay.
What was the move, Nikki? Yeah, it's
D3.
more important that you know the follow-up and why. So you said D3. D3 unleashes your bishop, but it's not a move that most of us would make, because like with the picks with tempo, we get the check, but it's like, okay, what now? I mean, obviously they are imposing. Your bishops are imposing. Well, not to mention there's still a pin on the bishop, so that justifies even more things, right? But they do have F5 and not F4, so it's not like I don't think you're going to win the bishop, but it's just all about your activity here. So after D3, so Nikki, you mentioned this. So what's the follow-up? Okay, bishop's got to take. Sorry, rook's got to take because the bishop's lose. So after rook takes, what's our follow-through?
Yeah, I wasn't sure, honestly.
Yeah, think about this.
Okay.
You can, yeah, you want to know your follow-through. But it's really brilliant because most people might do push, and then certainly you have bishop D4 check, which is nice. That's attractive. Your bishops look great, but you have more. When you say a good move, look for a better move. Now this is your better move, but the follow-up to D3. Think about that position.
Okay.
It's really brilliant idea.
Well, I kept trying to make, like, rook takes bishop work, but then rook takes queen check, and then I was like, no.
Exactly. That move order doesn't work. So it's nothing like tactical right now in terms
Okay, so then all right.
It's not like boom, 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 because that would be too easy. You give a 1500 a good puzzle like that, they'll probably solve it. You know what I mean? Like in terms of forcing line. It's not. This is like among the most beautiful ideas. Not to say 1500 not to condescend. Not to condescend, but what I'm saying is it's not like a direct tactic. That's someone who knows tactics and so.
Like, is it a tactical? I mean, like not an
It could be a
tactic,
2200. It could be a 2200. They probably wouldn't see it either. What's that, Uday?
I mean, like it is kind of tactical, right? I mean, not immediately, like not an immediate win or anything, but it does involve some tactics. Like
Sort of, yeah. There might be some tactical lines, but you don't even need. No, I mean the follow through probably, but it's more about the domination you're going for.
Yeah, I think I got it.
What do you think it is?
Should I tell?
Yeah, we'll tell us the line. Once you see the line, okay. And I mentioned the move, the follow-up move. So you guys may have seen that. But it's why. It's really about why. Well, what do you think?
Like, should I answer?
Yeah, go for it. No, tell us the moves first, then we'll get to the why. Yeah, what do you think the moves are?
Okay, yeah. D3, rook takes D3, queen takes D3, queen takes D3, rook takes. Sorry, bishop takes bishop D4 check.
Yeah, throw in your check. Hey, there's our weakness again. That's still there. We just cleared it.
Yeah,
We just cleared it. Okay,
Yeah.
but again, it's not like a mate. It's not a mate. It's just a powerful position. Okay, bishop D4 check, and then
it's a very powerful.
we may as well just toss it in, and then it's a very what?
Yeah, and after that you take the bishop with your rook.
So,
Rook
so yeah,
takes
you want to
rook.
calculate how many, how much material you're giving up. Are we up a pawn currently? We have 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we are already up a pawn. So we give the pawn back. But then what's the, okay, so you guys, you got that part. So now let's look at what's the material balance. Then we'll talk about why it's good or what the compensation is. So what's the material balance after this line? So you guys envisioning it? You see the line was push, rook takes, queen sacks for the rook. Queen takes. We get our bishop check in. Why not? Just insert it. The king moves. And then what's next? What's the final move to get some material?
Rook
Back.
takes bishop.
Yeah, we pick up the bishop now. That's when we take the bishop, right? So we've given up what? We gave up the pawn first, and what else?
Queen.
The queen, of course. Yeah, the queen. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. That's a beautiful part of it. And what else?
And
Let's see.
on queen. And
And then what? The queen takes back, and what's our last move?
you're saying for and then rook.
We got
Takes
okay.
bishop.
We take the rook. Rook takes bishop. So we've got a rook and a bishop for the queen.
Right.
And we've given up the pawn, but since we had the extra pawn, we don't actually lose a pawn. I mean, net. At the end of the day, we just have the rook and bishop for the queen. So we were able to cough up that pawn, right? Or Nikki, throw the pawn at them, right? We do throw the pawn.
yeah. I chuck the pawn at him.
Yeah, we chuck the pawn at them. We clear, and then I guess the correct term and then we clear the square, clear the diagonal, clear the D4 square, and effectively we're decoying the queen from the bishop, but that's just to get material back to like sort of to at least get some, to not be down like a whole queen for a rook, but we're going to be down a queen. Brilliant move. And I'm not going to put brilliant move on the queen sack because it's the concept that you would play this move because you see it. You can put an exclamation, but we already see it's the whole thing, right? You're setting it up. You see the whole line and the concept. So it doesn't really matter at all. Now he blocks. I guess we'll look at like what if the king had gone to the corner? It looks uncomfortable. And then you take it back. So we're only down a point actually. You could see here, right? Because previously we were up a pawn. This is really important though, because he's willing to convert this. He didn't have to give the pawn, but he could have just been like ham up a pawn, a double pawn. I'm up a pawn though, and have a nice position. But he wants to transform his advantage. As someone says, you're trading it in balances. So you're giving up your material advantage. You're actually taking on a material deficit, going from point up to point down theoretically. But yeah, you're only down a pawn point, but you have so much domination. Okay, now let's talk about why it's worth it. Now, as you can see, he went from something kind of, okay, like good pieces, but not like in your face, like explosion of now we have exploded. And these pieces are just, super. Now we only have 4 pieces left, but we're using them, to their utmost power. And obviously the rook's coming next from A8. Okay, so why do you think it's justified now? They play king F1, and now it's our move, and he does not take any more material with the bishop. He just doubles, and we have this position, great activity. Why is it justified?
So you want a back rank mate? Right now, sorry, the knight's there.
Not yet, but it looks nice. It's nice possibilities. And again, not even tactically. It's not even tactics right now. There's no like win in front of us, that's why it's hard. It's a positional sacrifice, effectively. You want to look at some samples or like some sample lines, like, oh, I can have these attacks and different ways I can attack, but it's not like mate in 5, right? It's not winning a piece back. Win the exchange backing, have 2 rooks for a queen, but he doesn't even want that. He wants more than that because he loves his bishop so much. He's not going to part with that to get an exchange back. So he doesn't care. He could have +1 again, right? He doesn't want that.
Does he remove the defender, like square bishop for knight? He takes.
Yeah,
and
bishop
then-
takes on G2.
Yeah, bishop
Yeah,
takes on
okay.
G2,
Okay.
king takes, and then bishop captures rook.
So we have like a liquidation. And again,
Something.
that would be a scenario where we have our 2 rooks for the queen. Is it enough though to have a convincing win? We have a point, yes, 2 rooks for queen, but what can our rooks good enough? We can maybe transition them. If we check on E2, actually that might be bad for us because we have the doubled pawn and they have the 3 against 2, which they can mobilize. They can use their majority more easily.
Okay.
So that doesn't work. The trade doesn't work. The question is, after you take the 2 pieces and you have the 2 rooks for the queen, what do you have? One sec. Do you have enough?
How about like a move like bishop before?
Bishop b4. Attacking the queen. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I mean, looks nice visually.
Yeah, I was looking at that too,
control
like maybe
it.
just keep improving them.
You mean if you have, so after you have the 2 rooks for the queen, just keep
No,
it-
like even before, like let's just go bishop e4 now.
stuff
maybe.
like that. You would block your rooks for
Yeah.
now, but as you can unleash them later. But you just have a great, and it's the kind of thing where like your bishop is so strong, he could use both. It could use the both diagonals, but it doesn't even need to. Only if you thought there's something critical, although it would block the rook. But stuff like that, though, you have the right idea, I think, in terms of just keep improving them, because your pieces are so strong. Those bishops are beautiful. I mean, that's exactly what you have. And now they definitely can't go here. Then we'll trade down. We'll be up a piece if they go rook e2. Trade everything. We have 2 bishops for a knight, no chance. But yeah, and again, just look at that d4 square. Like I said, that's why I was kind of foreshadowing that when I said that, and that tends to happen. Like I said, whenever that you have those 2 pawn pushes, when black wins, they often win largely because of that dark square control, which white gave up. That's why if I'm going to play with white, I try not to give them the sorts of weaknesses. There are versions against the King's Indian, for example, where you go d4, c4, and like bishop out to g5 and e3. There's like stuff like that. So it's a little more modest, but it's still nice. You can still press in those positions. I think there's even like a bishop f4 and e3 line against it. But yeah, so you're just not giving them anything there. But you play e4 and c4, that is something that a strong player can take advantage of in many cases. So keep that in mind when you're playing with white or either side, but usually it's white who goes immediately e4, d4, c4 against like one of the Indian setups. So yeah, like King's Indian, Nims or anything. So yeah, he goes for f5 and then we have rook e5. He doesn't take the rook, he doesn't take the exchange back. It's still tricky, right? It's a little tricky because he goes f6, but you can, so can you guys sense how much compensation there is for that 1 point with the rook and bishop for queen?
Yeah, it looks like a very nice position, but of course, me, like you said, you have to be fearless, but I'd be uncomfortable. I'd mess this up.
Well, it's just that you have so much activity that white can't do much. Well, they're going to bring the knight out, I think. They do get the knight out.
Yeah.
But it's like, look, you have this, yeah, you're playing for a win. You're just going,
Yeah.
playing uncompromisingly for a win. So if you're
Correct.
okay, if you take this position, now actually you could push into the bishop check. Interestingly, yeah, you know what? He could have had something similar to the bishop check, but he actually wanted to give up his queen because he sensed that he really wants that diagonal.
Yeah.
Largely because the
Why
diagonal
would he
bishop
block
open lines
the-
for the rooks. So you combine that, you just make full use of your remaining pieces. And you wouldn't be able to do that without the queen stack. So it's kind of like opportunity cost. Like, look, I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yes, I could do this interesting. That's an interesting move. Let's throw so the first move becomes interesting if you follow it up with the bishop check. It becomes brilliant when you follow it up with the queen. Okay,
Yeah, that's something.
now let's see if the computer wants to do this as well. It doesn't go for d3. Let's see. Maybe because it sees a better line for white. Well, let's see if maybe it doesn't want to go for the sack. It does look. Nope, it finds it. It finds it. It said for a second bishop. It finds the line. It likes it. It's like I approve. And it also does not. It wants to take. It wants the material. But you see, it's maybe you can test this move. I think it still liked this move too. Hey, if it goes from 2.5 to 3, and you don't need to take the material, but you can have a massive attack, I'll take the 2.5. You know what I mean? Because he knew he could, but it's to a human, it's less
why
clear.
did he go king h1?
Why do you what?
He said king h1 or something, I think he said.
Yeah, instead of rook f2.
Oh, right.
Like
We didn't look at that.
that's
We
not
didn't
the
look at
thing we
that.
should look at.
It's very unpleasant, but we didn't look at it. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we should look at it, but it's inflows and fever. We should
Well,
look at
I think this is more tactical, Uday. This is probably pure tactics. What is black doing next? Well, white's pinned still. How do they even deal with it? They can't bring the rook over to guard it because the bishop. Well, then maybe we'll take the rook if we need to, although it might be under favorable circumstances. So yeah, the computer also suggested the king f1, I think, right? So why not, guys? What's coming next in general? Yeah, just such imposing bishops there. It is his move. So let's give how we say AU or whatever. AU something.
Oh, how's he say? Ow. Oh
Ow,
gosh,
something?
I forget what
You've
they
heard like a
told me.
Dutch, you've heard a Dutch person saying it.
Yes.
Ow, okay, let's go with that. Ow.
Something like
ow.
ow. I hope I
Without the
might be
L.
misremembering. It was a long time ago, but yeah.
That's interesting, but at least we're on the right
Something
track. Like it's not you. It doesn't start with like a U or something. I think a lot of like at least I've heard Americans saying U way. I mean that's how it looks like in English.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So yeah.
Anglicized version, but yeah. But it's pretty hard to anglicize that. So ow, okay. So H3. Okay. So for example, let's say, well, the problem is they can't really get out of this. That's just how amazing your piece placement is. Okay, fine. Let's be a little more generous. Let's give them H4 so he could run some more. I don't think it matters, but yeah, okay. What does black have now? Just keep sticking with the theme of maximizing your forces every move.
Maybe like rook E3.
Oh yeah, you have rook E3. My first inclination was to double and go to E2.
Yeah.
But I think well now they've hung the G pawn, so we could just take that's game over. That's game over now, because you're gonna let's say they go somewhere like F5 or whatever. You're crashing through on G2, so it's even better going to E2. So they can't really go H3. That's game. That's just game. Everything's collapsing, and this is a nice scenario where if they have to. No, that's a nice. Wait, we're about to mate them. Hold on, can we set up a mate? Oh, you can't go bishop C8 and try to cover.
That would have been so pretty.
First. That would have been nice. That would have been nice for white. It's like, oh, you completely played brilliantly. Oh, now that would be a move that makes someone want to quit chess.
Yeah, I would do that. I would 100% do that.
You have to quit chess for like at least a month.
Yeah.
That would be I mean, I've done that kind of. I've had awful tournaments like that. I'm like, you know what? I know I could be better, but it's just so like, look, that was a masterpiece that I flushed down the toilet.
Yep.
So yeah, don't go.
Like,
I was like, oh yeah, bishop C. I'm like, no, don't do it, don't do it. But my first inclination was just let's just gobble up material, and that's an easy win. And this is one of those situations where two rooks against a queen is known to be very strong. Two rooks and a bishop that are well coordinated is no chance.
Now that would be okay.
No chance. Just don't give him a perpetual or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But
what,
I think
what about bishop E4, bishop E4 instead of bishop
earlier?
Oh, instead of C8?
Yeah.
Bishop where? Yeah, I'm sure we have other moves. Bishop where you said?
I mean, you could try E4.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah. But then he'll go to C. No, you know what? Let's start with this move. It also gives us a Luft. Aha. Oh, and then we go bishop D7. Now we don't have to quit chess. Wait. Hold on. Well, you're gonna let him check you, but I don't know if it matters. Like, okay, let's give him a check here or something. I don't know if it matters.
I think he could get away.
They run out of. Oh no! Wait.
Oh no, he could get us again.
Don't get mated. We'll take them. Don't get mated.
Yeah, I would get mated.
Wait. No. This is winning on the spot. That's kind of crazy because now you still have your mate threat, and then lose.
Pretty beautiful chess.
So anyway, I'd be a little careful. I'd be a little careful there. But let's say I'm curious. What's the best move? The best move is you just.
The bishop sack looks interesting. Like what you're saying.
Yeah, you just take it. Oh, the bishop E4. Yeah, but similar to like I mentioned about taking the diagonal, it doesn't make a huge difference.
Oh, okay.
Because they're just going to go to D7 or here, and then it's like, yeah, that's not going to get him on H3. But I wonder about this move. Let's find out. Does it fail?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I was looking at bishop C8. Now it says bishop C6, but why? Oh, bishop C6 and then rook E8. You don't even give them that messiness with the check now. They just have to, okay, game over, easy win. And then, oh yeah, whatever. I mean, you can do whatever you want now. But you're up, you have two bishops for a knight, exposed king. It's just kind of fun though. But okay, I'm curious. I think it wins. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, look, it's like, oh, draw. And I was like, okay, good, still plusing. This is more stylish though. Oops, not that. This is more of a, I feel like this is the more stylish finish because it's just funny.
Yeah,
Check, check. Yeah, it works. Check, check, check. I was gonna go there originally. I'm like, no, this is good enough. But yeah, this is fine. This is fine because it looks kind of nice, you know. It's all style. It's all style points at this point. But Bishop G7 wins just as well. But this is kind of nice because he just can't touch the king. He could do a spite check or two. Oh wait, there is this move. There is that move, but does it actually do anything? We could take the queen. Okay, yeah, you're giving the material back, but we're still winning easily. But wait, that's why it maybe. Wait, what about my move then? You get the whole queen, and that you get the queen.
oh, he has to,
No,
yeah,
no,
he has to give
no
up.
matter what, it's going to be 2 rooks and a bishop. No,
Yeah.
no, this is two rooks and a bishop. The other one's 2 bishops and a rook. It doesn't matter. And again, like Harris, he didn't care. He wanted the bishops. He's not trying to win material for the bishops. He just wants to crush him with the bishop. Anyway, it's kind of fun. But it just shows you how dominant. So yeah, H3, H4.
You need to have that
H3
confidence.
says the best move is to give up. He has to keep trying to give up an exchange. What's that?
You need to have that confidence on your side.
I still, Uday is talking kind of quietly still.
You need to have that confidence in your side.
Have the
Yes,
confidence to do it. Yeah, exactly. And then rook A, E8, and the same concept, and something is going to go down. Okay, let's see H3 again. Do we have a check on the back rank? No, we just power through and we just keep attacking him. Can we like double rooks on the, we can like just take and double rooks, and we don't even need H6 or G6. But just be alert to that. Like, but there's literally no, okay, there's only this move. But then you just take the rook and game over. And you're about to mate him with 2 bishops and a rook, maybe 2. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is your pay. This is the fruits of your labor to have a wonderful, and your opponent might just resign, but, or if they're being nice, they'll let you finish this off.
yeah, this will be fun to play out on a computer, like see if you can like win it. Like obviously you can, like, but I'll play like from D3.
To
Like
look
against
at
the
it for
computer.
how the computer plays.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't even, but yeah, and as long as you don't take the exchange like how he did, don't even try and take the material back. Oh, this is what happened in the game though. His opponent, so that we saw King H1, we've seen the other ones. Now, as for this move, it doesn't do that much. He tries to open the king, but actually kind of helps black because the bishop still guards and he has
Right.
back ring mate issues anymore. So he doesn't take. We can always look at every line, like why did he do that? Let's just see the finish now. Yeah, now everything's coming in. And then we have a check. And
Did
we
you
have,
take a look at?
oh, and that's a nice, look at this one. And there's another glorious one.
oh,
Why is, and now, so rather than try to, I love it though. It's so anti-materialistic. Rather than trying to take the exchange earlier, he opted to just keep the bishops. Rather than just going bishop b4 check, he decides to sack the queen for the 2 pieces. Rather than, again, like he gives up another exchange. So now he just has 2 bishops for a queen, but they're decisive after a rook g8 check.
wow.
And then he goes here, and then why is bishop g4 check? Why does that make his opponent resign?
Because, okay.
Yeah, those are some great bishops. Complete, yeah, beautiful exploitation of the bishops.
Well, he's got like 2 squares to go to, right?
Yeah, what?
He only has like 2 squares to move to, and they're both really bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we
where's
can
the third one?
wait,
Oh,
what was
sorry.
the other one? Yeah, if he walks into the line of the rook, what do we do?
Yeah,
I don't know if
G3
we
is
ever
the discover
made-
check.
What's that?
If the
Which
king
check?
goes to G, then it's discovered check when the bishop moves.
Yeah, queen sack.
At the very least, you just win the queen and you have 2 extra bishops now. So we won the whole queen. Now our 2 bishops for the queen become 2 extra bishops. Okay, at the very least. I don't know if there's a mate. Doesn't look like there's a mate, but yeah, we'll take the queen and then mate them. And then if they go king e4, we don't quite have a skewer yet, but it doesn't really matter because what can we do instead? We might get a skewer soon. What do we do after king e4?
Rook
Um,
E1. Rook E8.
Yeah, rook e8. It's like those scenarios where the king is getting like in trouble on e2, or like
hunted.
e1 or e8, and you have those rook checks, like long range power, and then they get in big trouble. Yeah, the rook check.
That's just mate.
Is it leading to mate? Well, if he
Yeah, I
does, yeah, that's pretty cool. You're not, I was thinking about my first glance,
King-
oh yeah, we're gonna skewer them now. It's like, actually, it's a skewer
No,
that makes them.
no, it's just mate.
That's a nice one,
This is
skewer
check
mate.
mate.
You
Yeah, I
don't
didn't
have
even
time
see
to
the mate. I just
well,
saw
we-
that
we
like,
do- we're not gonna win the queen, but we're skewering them, so we get the king, and yeah, we're happy with the king, but it just looks nice. And then the other one, what if king here? Where's our mate in that direction?
hmm.
Bishop F6.
Okay, now we could do the thing that you were talking about, Nikki, with our bishop. Now we get our bishop where the place you were talking about, where I'm like, you don't really need the bishop there. Well, now we could use the bishop there.
Oh, okay. Let's see then. I forgot.
Well, you'll look at the
Uh,
forced lines, you'll find it.
Let's check with the bishop.
Oh, bishop.
Bishop E6.
Yeah.
E6, then actually, then you're just like, you just have to repeat the position because they're gonna go to
Oh,
E4
G.
again.
F3.
F3, okay. Well, the queen will block, only move, and then you get
Are you talking about C?
no, after bishop F3 check. The
No,
queen
even
has-
before.
the queen has to block. And then you get your bishop on E4 like you wanted to.
And
Remember you wanted to play bishop E4. I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
right.
if
Okay.
you want to come this way and chase the queen, but like now you get to actually win the queen. Again, nasty finishes.
Yeah.
with me. So yeah, it's a really nice game, isn't it? It's a game to add to your collection.
Yeah, this is a great one.
Yeah, it's very cool. I like how when you make the move, it like has the brilliant move as you're making
Yeah,
it.
you get the little double exclam.
Yeah, so I would give that. I think I'm not going to give this. I mean, you put exclamation mark. It's part of the brilliant line, but it's only brilliant because of the first move. So it's kind of connection. So no need for overkill. Or you could give a triple exclam on the first one if you want. Very rare
yeah,
brilliant.
did
moves.
we look at
I mean,
King
you could see
H1?
how strong it is. You could see how strong it is, but you just have to have the audacity to actually do it.
Did we look at King
And the
H1?
technique. Yeah, we did. Here?
Yeah, like
No,
what are
not,
you gonna do?
yeah, the king H1 line was where you double your rooks. No, if they go H4, you come into E3 and you collapse G3. And if they go somewhere else, what was the other place they can go? If they go like, what else do they even have? Well, whatever else they do, we're just gonna double. We doubled and we came into E2 and we collapsed. Everything collapses. And then we had the line where we took on B2 and all that good stuff. So yeah. All right, let's see the next one. Well, I guess for this one, let's
I'll
just
have to
more
go
like
for
look at the position, maybe. We'll just look more at the position they arrive at. And then because there's a lot going on there. And then let's play a game or two.
I'll have
Sound
to
good?
go for the best now.
What's that?
I'll have to leave for like half an hour now, maybe I could join back.
You have to
so
leave.
the-
Oh.
So if we look at this one, just look at the position, the key moment, and then we can play a bit, whoever wants to play. So maybe to get someone similar rating, we'll get a couple games in. Okay. So I mentioned just the top to make it simpler. So you can look at the whole thing or you just jump to move 23. Focus on the nonstop piece activity beginning around move 22. Why is allowing C takes B2 justified? So you can see it before then. Let's just see I'll just flip through. Again, let's not like analyze that too much, just kind of see the progression. It's always nice I like to do that. It's always nice to see because you learn different openings, you learn their approaches, right? But this is all pretty theoretical. And you go D3 or D4. And we have the knight maneuver, where it often goes to F1 and G3. And you could strike thematic, strike against the B pawn with A4. But yeah, we won't study that one too much today. And then you usually want to move your bishop to B1 to preserve the bishop. And you can try to attack them with like E5, use them, or often D5. But you can see the bishop eyeing H7 already, the focal point, right? So you might think about doing E5 in some lines. That knight on B4 is annoying though. Oh, and we have a rook left. So double up. So we can already see pretty good piece activity. They pent up a little bit, right? A little pent up, but Kasparov certainly has nice coordination. And again, the white is this time white's winning, Kasparov. Now that's an interesting move. A little slow at first, but it opens the queen and the knight can hop to G4 later. I mean, he's postponing this capture on F5 because, well, he has to guard D5. It's tricky. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he doesn't lose that with a tempo on the rook.
And it's not going to push because you just go back and then like try to win that pawn because it's weaker. Is that the story with the
This pawn?
with the F pawn? F pawn like attacking the rook?
If this pushes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess right now, let's see, that's a good question. Probably you tuck it back and then it removes all the pressure on white center. So
Okay.
I think Karpov wants that to try to just dissolve the center. So now the
Okay.
D5 pawns are reinforced, right? So I think that's it. And then, well, that's the thing. You're willing to like, oh no, he's gonna lose. You could be like, oh no, I'm gonna lose the pawn. It's not about that. It's about the mass's incredible piece activity, right? So you're not worried about these, even though it looks like, oh, he's getting piece activity himself. But you're the one with the king side attack because you have openness, right? Like the diagonal is still relevant. So especially with H6 and F5, a lot of weaknesses. And when he tries to take, he's going to open that diagonal. So Kasparov senses that. And now you see his pieces are starting to explode.
Mhm.
Beautiful bishop pair again, right? Long range pressure through the X-rays. And then just it's like, okay, fine, you get the pawn. So we're down what? Are we down one pawn? We're only down a pawn. Look at our piece activity though. Coordination. Everything's pretty safe. The bishop, well, as I mentioned, he does give away. You're going to see he gives away the bishop on B2. We have to see. The main thing again is what's the justification. So here comes the knight. Oh, that knight made use of himself from H2. Beautiful piece activity. So he hangs the bishop. First he stacks the knight. Then he hangs the bishop on the next move. We'll look at why he's stacked. But really it's that he gets to come back. He saves the knight. But then he gives away the bishop. And then he keeps attacking. But you can see that, again, look at his king compared to Karpov's king. So this is a situation where Karpov gets attacked and he's not able to pull off the defense because he just has so much piece activity, and Karpov really H6, F5 was his undoing, right? No matter how good of a defender you are, after H6, F5, you get, when E4 blows open, or like E4 gets traded for F5, opens up that diagonal. Now you can see how important it was to preserve that bishop on B1, right? So it's really strong position, just overwhelming piece activity already, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep stepping it up. This is one of the situations where once your pieces explode, you have to keep going, right? Takes on B2. Okay, here we are. So, well, I guess if he preserves the bishop, well, he has to retreat, which is lame. And then C2 comes and disrupts his position. Keep that in mind too. So it's almost by necessity where if you want to attack, you kind of just give it to him. And if you take with the knight, things get liquidated, right? Trade the knight, trade the rook. No, you're actually hanging your rook, so you can't even do that. It's not even possible, right? So it's just really, it's a good counterplay by black, but it's not enough. But in order to carry this out, though, again, you have to be audacious. You have to be willing to hang the bishop. But again, even if you preserve it, you see there's many things black can do, like C2. But even if you preserve it, he can maybe take H6 now. Maybe Queen E8 allowed that to be slightly better. Oh, plus he just pinned the knight. So black has a lot of, this is Karpov here. He's not just going to collapse. He has a lot of resources, but his king side is collapsed. It is currently in collapse, state of collapse. Okay, so he brings the knight back. So why is he letting this happen? What's his, obviously again, it's self-evident how strong this is, just like in the other line. But let's see how he actually follows through to win this though. What do you guys think he did next? Then I'm gonna get some water. So you got that way, definitely take a minute so you can really think through because it's complicated. So find his next move, keep escalating.
You might as well go eat lunch too. I was trying to figure it out earlier. This is a tough one.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Rook G4, maybe.
I thought it was like Queen H5, but that just hangs the queen, so that's not right.
Yeah, but definitely look at like some kind of H file business. Queen. Maybe you're right. Maybe maybe not Queen H5, but maybe Queen G4. Get her involved.
Well, he brought that knight. Remember, he brought the knight to
yeah.
H6. So he was wanting to get rid of that pawn. So maybe if he brought that knight back to H6, maybe, and then if the pawn took the knight, then he could just bring his queen up to D4. That's a check. I don't know.
Oh, queen up to, you mean queen up to, D4 with the
But
check?
John, you're looking at bringing the knight back, or what would you mention? What's the
Yeah,
line you
'cause
mentioned?
he brought the
that
knight.
looks.
he brought the knight there before, so he wasn't really concerned about it. The pawn took it. And then all of a sudden, so now if he brings the knight back to h6, and if the pawn takes it, he can now bring his queen up to d4,
D4.
and he could check the king, but then what?
Wait, hold on a second. He doesn't have to do what you expected. Well, keep in mind, he just moved the knight to f5.
Right.
So that was the last move.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He just moved it there for a reason. So he doesn't want to go back. It would be wasting time, right? But also the rook
Okay.
the rook would take, right? That's the reason why.
Hmm.
It was, no, but you're kind of getting to the point of why he did it in the first place. Well, he destroyed the king position, right?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, the rook would still have to take because there's pressure here. That's interesting as well as to why that happened. But now it doesn't look too healthy because the rook is aiming at the queen. We have some knight hops, all sorts of good stuff coming. Probably what can he even do? Maybe knight f6, maybe knight g5. A lot of options. We'll start from the next move, but clearly, well, this kind of uncorked his pieces. But then he kept going. But yeah, really it started with, he already had it really began with this, central break, right? He allowed Karpov to take, but it's almost like as if he had taken too. Like the pawns just get traded. It doesn't matter how it happens, but his pieces get exposed. He exposes the weaknesses in black's position. Pieces are flying. And he just keeps going. Again, here guys, hold on. Good. And then he goes queen g4. So that's the follow-up. And you can see it's just immense, right? This is just huge threats coming. So what does he want to do next? What does he do after bishop c8? Hold on a sec. Hold on, let me bring him in the other room real quick with my wife.
Does queen h4 work? Queen h4, then king g7, and then looks like a knight check. He can't take
See.
because of the pin, but that's all I could think of right now. And I guess he'll take back with the rook. Then I suppose you take back. That should be winning, but
How does it work? Queen to h4, and then after that, the knight to h6.
Yeah, correct.
Is this the move that you said as well, Richard? Queen h4
Yes,
check?
yes.
So there aren't too many good responses. Now we don't have our bishop pinning anymore, but we still have the knight covering h6. So there's not really, once you didn't take on h6, he kind of loses the chance to go to h6. He does go to h6 though, then we just take it. But there really is not much else to do. Like what if the king goes to g8? Now what do we have? That looks pretty nasty.
Knight to h6.
At the very least, we have that. Yeah, let's see here for a second. You could just take back because the pin, right?
Yeah, correct.
Is there anything else? There might be some cool stuff with like knight f6 check and then knight a6 check.
Yeah, like something with like getting like the queen to h7, like with the bishop way back on
exactly. I haven't analyzed this yet. We can analyze together. So knight f6 check. Well, if the rook takes, at the very least, the queen's hanging. But then again, you don't really want to win. It's kind of like in the last game. You don't want to win material here. You want to mate. But if the knight takes, then you have some nasty stuff with the knight check. I'm not sure if it's enough though. Okay, go in the other room. Okay. Let's see. I don't know.
But
we're not quite there with something like this. And he's coming out. It's like he's just.
Yeah, we can't let him out. No, he can't get out.
He's getting out, exactly. So maybe that stuff doesn't quite, or maybe the line is very complicated. What was the other king? That was in the king g8 line. But yeah, we mentioned knight h6 again. We're looking at knight h6 here.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah, maybe knight g5.
Oh, wait, then you have to sack the rook. I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's kind of interesting.
Oh God,
And that's
yeah.
very interesting, actually. Then he has that move. And it's not as interesting anymore. Yeah,
Rats.
almost. And you don't have bishop check either stuff.
Yeah.
We don't need that. So check, king, that's tricky if he goes king g8. So we're looking at check. I mean, if he has to walk into this, he might sack the rook, but I check the exchange. There's a double check. How about, no, it's very tricky, actually. I don't know. It's going to take a little while to analyze everything because he's trying to take this. If you go, yeah, if you bring the other knight in, you can take, it looks like. If you go here, oh, wait, that might be the move because now you're guarding this. So you're simultaneously threatening. We have two focal points. So we can sack the rook. And there's, well, then amazingly, he can't even sack the queen because you have a mate.
Oh God.
I think that might work. That's cool. And so there's no time to do a knight f6 anymore because then we go.
Yeah, queen
H8.
h7.
Not
H8,
h7.
yeah.
Don't do h7, right?
Oh,
Huh?
h8, yeah. Sorry,
Okay, yeah,
I
don't
missed
go
that.
there, right? Maybe we can still pull it off. I don't know. Because we have such an overwhelming position. But we'll take.
That was a Botez gambit.
What does she do?
The Botez gambit. She like I think it's like a queen
joke.
sacrifice. That
She just hangs her queen all the time.
Yeah.
She'll give away her queen.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they just call it the Botez gambit just even because she hangs
Whenever
her
it
queen.
happens, like, oh yeah, I intended that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So takes, that's bad. And I don't think there's any defense then. Check. You have to look at the spite checks. You can
Yeah, spite checks.
You can do some spite checks and you're still getting mated. Yeah, it's beautiful though, because simultaneously you deal with the pressure on f7. You keep the pressure on h7, but even if they go here, you still have a mate. You still have mate with h8.
That's awesome.
Ouch, she's trying to cut off my finger. He's getting a little violent over here, just like in this game, right? So queen g4, bishop c8. Well, now he wants to destroy my computer. That might be a little, now that would be the violence that we can't handle right now because we need to watch the chess game. Okay, so bishop c8, queen h4 check, rook h6. Wait, what did he do?
I think, yeah, I think that's
He
what
did do that. He did do that. So
Yeah,
let's
I
see how
think that's what you do.
but then then he's just so exposed. See that interestingly, he didn't allow so in certain lines you could hang the rook. And then those are always look out for that stuff. But in this case, he takes with check, and then she could probably return to defend things. So he just inserts the move, queen moves here, pins the rook, and then he hangs the rook. So yeah, I get two with check.
Oh wow.
Okay, you guys come over here. Come here, son. Hold on a second. Come here. Yourself. Yeah, come back in a minute. I'll come back in a minute, guys. All right. Yeah, we'll hang up there with my wife. Okay. So queen f6. Then knight g. Wait. Oh, then rook. Yeah, that's overwhelming. So what's our piece count right now? Oh, what were you saying, Andrew?
What happened? Karpov took with the pawn.
2 pieces for a rook.
Right. Yeah. No, he can't. He can't take with the pawn because the rook's guarding. Oh, sorry, I mean the rook's guarding. So if the queen takes, the rook takes back. If the pawn takes, well, it can't because it's pinned.
No, I mean one move before.
Oh. Even here, what does he do? Still can't take it. And it's not like there's an immediate win. But we've allowed the pawn to be on b2, but it doesn't do anything. We have, but that's good because we never allowed c2. We provoked him to take. So we kept that really strong bishop. Our bishop on b2 kind of served its purpose with some tricks on h6. And now we don't have an immediate mate, but as you said, we've given him a bishop and a knight for a rook. We both have 4 pawns, but his are completely split up. And look at the comparison between our king positioning. That's huge. Just our king is so intact. Our rook's pinned currently, but whatever. but we're just flying around.
Yeah.
Whose move is it?
So it's knight F7 a royal fork?
Yeah,
He's
whose move is
threatening,
it?
yeah, he's threatening a fork there.
Whose move is it?
It's black's move. So that, and
Black's move.
also, well, he's hanging the rook. So we have to know, well, that's the most direct thing. So she goes back. But after this, it's just overwhelming force, right? Yeah, it's not over immediately, but you're only down a point in material, but that doesn't mean anything, right? It's all about your attack. So what if the queen had taken the rook, which is the bait? How would he win this position? It's tricky. Actually, it's not that tricky. That's why we have our bishop on B1. What do you have, guys?
See if the queen goes to D4, let's check.
That's one candidate move.
Okay.
We have queen. We have two checks with the queen. H6. That doesn't seem to be working yet. I mean, maybe you can get away with a lot here. When you have the bishop covering here, you have the rook ready to open up on the G file. You have the knight ready to go. So queen check. Well, John, what do you think would be the reaction to queen check? Best move for black.
So the move would be the king goes to G8, G8. And then what? Oh no, yeah, G8.
He does have king G8. He also has queen. No, he has blocks too.
Oh man, blocks.
Oh yeah.
So not that one. Queen takes 8. Actually, it's funny, but there's another move.
Isn't
Queen takes 6 works because you still have a win. What is the win?
isn't knight F7 mate?
It's
Oh,
mate.
no, it's not.
At first I was like, well, it's a little tricky on. No, this isn't mate.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you have it's like, oh, don't forget about your bishop at B1.
Yeah.
So first glance,
It's
it
like
looks
puzzle
complicated.
battle number 1, like problem 1, puzzle rush,
Yeah, exactly. But
No, you know what I find? This is what I find why it's hard. A lot of players only have most players only have 4-4, 5-5, 6-6. A lot of grandmasters will actually move their bishop to the edges, especially in blitz or rapid, hoping that it will get missed. So I think that's what's on play here. That visually, a lot of players, and myself included, really only have 4-4, 5-5, or 6-6 vision, not 8-8.
Right.
So
Oh, that's interesting.
a lot of the
Yeah, one of my students came up with an app for that. It was like a website where you would choose. It's like blindfold chess. I think it's just blindfold. I think it's tactic.
Yeah.
I think you have to memorize where the pieces are. There might be a tactic. At least you memorize where they are.
Yeah.
But you choose how many squares you want to do. It's kind of cool. Because he has aphantasia, where he can't visualize things. But it would help him to do that. Or he has a really tough time. Or like you would think logically, like, okay, the rook is going to be on F7, and from F7 it could take G6, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the rook. F6. Queen could take G6 or whatever. So yeah, you think like that, but it would help him with to try to visualize. But yeah, 8x8, it's tricky, especially because honestly, I wasn't looking at it first. I'm like, oh no, it's not mate. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a mate. So yeah. And I don't think, for me, like some people are just like super fast at tactics. That's not really my strong suit. I might miss things sometimes at first glance, but I'm more about like deep thinking. And so if I just want to take my time and outplay my opponent, over an hour, and so as for tactics, it doesn't really matter if you see it right away. You just have to see it, right?
Right.
No, I mean, if I do a lot of puzzles, I'll see it, but it's not like, that's not my thing though. And so, because you can solve tactics really quickly, but if you don't have the depth, that's not working.
Right.
If you don't have the depth, okay, fine. You're not going to have a tactic there most of the time.
Exactly right.
That's not going to help you escalate to, expert to master level. But you can get pretty far though, just by attacking early, like going into attacking openings and just trying to crush your opponent tactically, So you could get far that way, but you will meet your match and you'll get those players who are good defenders, and it's not going to work like Karpov. It worked this time, but it took Kasparov a while to figure out how to break him down in 1984. But then by 85, he had his number. I mean, he was on the road. Yeah, he won 3 in a row, like 3 other in addition to draws. but he was the only one winning toward the end of the match, and Karpov was getting ground down. Then he just won. I think he won by at least a couple of points in 85. All right, when they
Yeah,
finished.
if you find the next Karpov, you can be a chess scout.
Was that?
If you find the next Karpov, then you can be a chess scout.
Yeah, it's interesting because someone talked about how Karpov had no talent. Was it Boffinik or something? Or someone made a comment about, maybe Leia knows that, she's really good at trivia like that, but how he had no talent, or maybe I know, yeah, you and Uday and Leia have like encyclopedic knowledge about things. Yeah, you guys have heard Leia, like she knows everything. So yeah, she brings in a lot of historical content. But Uday, you got your chess knowledge down, Uday, for sure. You know all the players and their winning records and stuff like that. So next.
I think he froze.
Am I frozen or are you guys frozen?
I think just David's frozen.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think David's frozen.
So I'm just gonna put this in here just in case somebody wants to play me later. I have to log off soon, but like
Oh,
these are my
did you guys lose the connection? Did I lose connection?
Yeah, you
yeah,
did.
just for a second you froze.
Oh, okay. I think there was some issue, like I had a VPN open and it was kind of being weird. Let me see. I closed it just in case. Okay. So you said you have to go soon?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put my stuff in there because I have a bad connection as well. And if anybody wants to challenge, like I'd definitely love to play. I just have to take my
And this
dog
is it.
out
And this is
a
it
little bit.
really right here. It's just that he wants the knight f7 fork or check. So, well, it might become a fork too. He wants the knight f7 check. So how does he set that up? The queen's guarding. Okay, let's remove the queen. How do you remove the defender?
Ah. Bishop.
Now keep in mind, it is because of the pin on the bishop. That's what enables this to happen.
Is it still knight f7?
Almost. Well, you would
Uh.
decoy the queen from the H pawn. We're going to decoy the queen from the F7 square. So you might have like something like this, but then there's this move. It's still actually, wait, that's winning. There might be bishop H7, but this move's winning. That's a win. But I think the other way is not a win. Maybe not, right? There's not quite enough firepower there. I mean, you could be like rook takes A, but if you take here, the rook takes back, not the queen. You could do this, but it's not,
Right.
it's not as decisive. So we have another way. How do we lure the queen away from very direct, nice finish? Well, then he ends up like winning material and he ends up winning, but we don't need to analyze the rest really. Just this
Get the-
moment.
If you sacrifice the queen, if you go to
Yeah,
H6,
Yep.
H6, yeah.
their queen captures you, and then you fork the queen and the king with the knight.
yeah. And then
Yeah, F7.
that's and we almost have a mate. We
Yeah.
almost have the mate, but we don't, because we just take the bishop with check and we clean up. We just mop up, we clean house.
Wrap up, yeah.
Bishop takes check. What do we have? 4. Now we just have to deal with the B pawn. It's still annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now we're up 2
Wrap up
exchanges.
that.
After all
Yeah.
that, we won 2 exchanges, right? No, wait. What do we have?
Wait,
No,
we gotta deal with the
we have
people.
knight and bishop or knight and bishop. No, we have 2 rooks for a knight. But he's about to, we have to watch out for him queening though. So bishop e7. I'm sure he has some dangerous things he could do with this pawn. Well, the bishop does cover. At least he can but he can like decoy us and then get the knight if he wanted to. And then we will be up 2 exchanges. Well, let's see, what does he do about it? He comes here, a5. He does do bishop e4 check. Then so now if the knight takes, he'll take b2. Then he's up to, that's what I was thinking. Now he's up 2 exchanges. See, So he's kind of, even though it looks like the knight is so fortified, he's figuring out how to break this down. Wait, what was the last move? So he goes bishop e7, and there's no way to really deal with that. And he's trying to go bishop check and take, and then take here. Again, 2 exchanges up with plenty of pawns, easy win. And then he resigns because takes and takes. And then fortunately for him, there's no bishop d6 to try to get that exchange. So that's too much. And even so, that would be easy because we have 4 against 2 in exchange up. Equal pawns against a knight, rook and knight. Equal pawns, still a win. All, most cases. But now it's just easy win because they have 3 connected pass pawns. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
game.
I love, yeah, these are great games. But really just explosion right around.
Yeah, like everything's
Right
like
around
just
here.
like coiled, right? Like everything's like coiled back. Yeah, everybody's just
Exactly.
hanging back and then
Strikes,
yeah.
hangs the piece, but then that's a really strong move though. But that's after this cool move, knight takes h6. So I love that knight maneuver. Look at that knight. h2 to g4 to
Yeah, the H2
5.
move.
And then was that the same night they got our mate threats? No, but that knight enabled us to take the exchange, which opened up the G file. And then our second knight comes in, and that's our hero because he's going to reach h7. Well, the queen's the hero by sacrificing herself, and the knight's also the hero working well with the queen to mop up and get the queen back. And
Wow,
then be
that knight come from h2.
What's that?
That knight came from h2.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
G1 to f3 to h2 to g4
Right, he went on quite a journey.
to h6. But then that cleared the one. No, back to f5, and then he returns to h6. So John, he does go to h6, but only when he gets to eat the rook.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful game, huh? So
Yes.
yeah, I think that's a pretty famous one by Kasparov. Okay, so Nikki, you mentioned you shared your username. Who else?
Yep.
Who else is going to play?
I can't play right this moment, but I just wanted to put it out there just in case, like, because I have to take my dog to the dog park now.
Oh,
or
okay,
she'll
so you're
kill
gonna
me.
do one quick one till about 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick walk and hopefully be back, like if you guys are still playing or whatever, but I'll be off because I have a bad connection, so I'm gonna be on my cell.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I have to go pretty soon, I think. So I'll watch for a bit and then keep the recording going, and then I'll stop it and you guys could just keep playing.
All right, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you soon.
Oh wait, so Nikki, you're gonna come on from your phone?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna probably be able to get onto Zoom. I'm just gonna take her.
Oh, I
and
see.
then-
So we'll see you on there. Okay, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Great
Alright.
stuff.
All right, thank you so much for everything. Good talking to you guys.
Pleasure.
Okay,
Cheers. See
Thank
ya.
you next time.
okay, take care.
All right. So who's gonna play then? So she'll play in a little bit, I guess. She'll be playing like from a dog park, like on the road. Just play on it. That's cool. Just like play in the streets. All right. Dedicate. That's passion for the game, right? Wherever you are, get a game. I know a lot of people like play on trains. And stuff. So who else is going to play for now? We have 4 left. 4. We have Uday, Richard, John, and Andrew. So who wants to play?
What do we have? 4 people, you said?
We currently have. There are 4 students in the class currently.
Okay.
So you guys can play each other if you want.
I'll play whoever.
Okay. So you want to start with John, and who is ready? Who else is ready? And John, you're around, like, I don't know. I think most of you guys are pretty close to mid thousands range. Uday's a little higher.
I'm like 1100s, around.
Okay, you're 11. Richard's mid thousands, right? Doesn't matter too much. We'll get it
Yeah, I don't
close.
know. I would call myself advanced beginner, I guess.
So you guys, so maybe you and John. Why don't you and John play? Let's watch your game. You want to go, Andrew? It's up to you.
Let's see how to get this started.
Yeah, all right. So you and John sound good. Sound good, John?
Yeah, what do I need to do?
You want to? Oh, I could tell you the user. All right, you want to type it in? Or I could just type it in if you want. You want me to type in your username?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blue Bozo.
Okay. And his is J Barbza, right? J Barbza.
Yeah.
So if you want to just if you want to set up a challenge, Andrew, if you're on there. I don't know. You guys want to do 10-minute game?
Let's
7 plus
see.
7, 7 plus 7, 10 plus 10, something like that.
Sure. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here.
Is John on the lead chess team? I don't see him on the roster.
Oh, maybe not. John, you could join. There's a lead chess. There's a international improvers group. Whoever's not on it, I could send it.
on chess.
Yeah, I don't know how to send a challenge.
John, you know how to send it? Or what you would do is you click on his profile. And then you would say challenge from there. You know how to do that if I send you his profile?
Okay, there I am.
So like, here's his profile. And that'll be easy, so you don't have to look him up. And then you can just challenge him from there. Maybe do unrated. I do like unrated or what? 7 + 7, 10 + 10. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, it doesn't matter, whatever. I'll practice.
Yeah. How about you, Andrew?
Let's see.
How much time you want?
Usually for rapid, I do like 10 + 5. Ends up being about like 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, if you play the whole thing. Oh, right, on average, yeah. 10 + 5. Sounds good.
Yep.
Let's see.
Then I have to go in a little bit, but I'll let you guys.
Okay.
You guys can play for a bit. Well, then maybe you guys will get in the game with Nikki. I think sounds like she'll be on. Oh, but she's not on Zoom though. So I'm not sure how we would do that. Somebody
Okay,
would
I have
have
to spectate the game.
I'll see if she's active. I'm gonna check if she's on. You guys are on, you guys started?
It says waiting for John.
Oh, blue bozo? Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool.
So I just hit the green check. Let's see.
And I can't tell if she's active right now. Oh, it says active 14 hours. Yeah, so I'll let you know when she's active or something.
Yeah, there he is.
Let's see. I got black. Oh man.
It's all right.
I'm just curious, if he wanted white, do we just flip it? Is that how it works? Oh, no, I'm black.
Or you would have to like abort and rematch, but no,
Oh.
when you set
We
the
can
match,
just do.
when
Yeah.
you set the
I mean,
match, you
we
can
just
say
keep going.
random, or you can choose which color you want when you
Yeah.
challenge.
No, I chose random, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's my turn. All right. I always forget to do this.
Okay, so yeah, you're like not established a rating. Yeah, because you have like 1500 something else.
Okay, let's try
This rating's
Sicilian,
not
I guess.
established. Okay, so I just have it on screen share.
Let's see what comes next. Forget. So E5, I think, is wrong.
Yeah, knight g6 is classical or d6. It's like old Sicilian classic. And you can go d6 as more modern version. This is fine. This is fine.
Let's see. Yeah,
Now,
D6
John,
is
which
open, right?
John, which version do you play? It could be open if you plays d4. So John, you bring out your knight, you have the bishop, d3, d4. Those are the main options. D3 is closed, d4 is open. Or your bishop can go to c4 or b5, knight can go to c3. Plenty of options. Which one do you go for, John?
I just go for different things, but I'm going to do this right now.
That's flexible. So it might be closed, but it depends what he does. Could still open it. Okay.
Let's see. I was gonna do D5, but I think that break is not good for me.
You'd have to have it. Well, you can deal with that, like that square, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
need prepared.
yeah, you don't have enough power. You have enough power in that. There you go. Yeah, you don't have enough power in yet, so you figured it out. Natural developing move for your bishop, and then yeah, if you want, you can always think about d5. All right, so John, how do you finish your development? So the central decision, what do you do with the central pawns? Do you castle? Couple
Right.
more decisions to make. Once you guys make these first few decisions with your pawns, though, it'll pretty much define the rest of the game. Well, it defines your pawn structure, the type of Sicilian you get.
So, most of my upsets against 1600s and 1500s in tournaments were actually from Sicilian Tomanov. For some reason, I don't know
But
why.
most of your upsets, you said?
Yeah, most of my upsets that I scored against 14, 15, or 1600, I played Sicilian Tomanov for some reason.
Yeah, it's a great, I mean, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, if I go back to a Sicilian, other than a dragon, like a Dragendorf or something, which is
Hey, cool, I'm on TV.
I might go for the Taimanov. What's that?
I'm on TV.
Mhm.
I just switched back to the Zoom tab. I'm like, wait, that's me.
Not chess.tv though, or whatever it is. Chess.com/TV or Twitch TV. But it's like twitch.tv, right? Okay, so get the break in.
First time Connor is holding the bottle by himself, letting it drink it by himself. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, another thing you could have done. I think we spoke about that, John, before about we talked about bishop b5, right?
Bishop E5.
Like you're doing now. You could do that in a closed Sicilian. So right off the bat, instead of going to c4, you can also go to b5. Put that pressure on the knight.
Oh, B5.
Yeah, like you could do that earlier. Because the only thing about when you do it now, rather when your bishop went to c4 first, then you get hit by d5, which is kind of obnoxious. But now you did it and you're both just fine. I'd say it's a pretty even game. You have good development. And now you still have your bishop b5 in, so you can think about how to deal with all this structure. Finish your setup. Where's your development going to be? I'll just message. Yeah, I'll go ahead and message Nikki on her Lead Chess page. And at least I'll say like, this is the game we're on. And then she could always join and chat on, she can chat on the game on the spectator if she wants to.
Hey, I'm back.
Kibitz. What's that? Oh, you just
I'm
came back. Okay, we're just doing, at least we're in this game. Maybe you guys can, I have to go in a few, but at least you guys can keep going though. I'm just gonna, maybe we'll finish this one, or at least most of it. Just gonna say,
So you won't have time for a blitz?
maybe a quick blitz one, but I gotta go pretty soon. So
Yeah.
maybe we do like really fast. What, how many minutes do you think? Like 3+2?
Yeah, I mean, anything.
Or 3+3? Yeah, 3+3. Okay, I'll do one blitz game with you. Let me just tell Nikki. Let me see. Her page.
Oh, I thought you were playing. My bad.
What's that?
Like, I thought you were playing. Is it a tournament or should I just come online?
No, no, two of them are playing. We have Andrew and John playing right now.
Yeah, I don't think David would
Nice.
play this badly.
Let me see. No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, are you gonna challenge me?
1 second. I'm letting Nikki know.
Nikki is Miss Chess, right?
I think she said Tinkerbell 27 now. Let me see.
No, like I mean on the Zoom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, lead chess, you said Tinkerbell 27, I think.
Wow, your blitz and rapid ratings are exactly the same.
Me?
Yep.
Oh, really? Yeah, and I haven't worked on it too much. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this one.
Yeah, I've just followed
And then I
her.
had like one bad day with Bullet. Like,
Yeah, I've followed her. Tinkerbell 27.
we could
What a
play really,
great
yeah, you wanna
card.
play a Bullet? You wanna play like a fun one, like really fast? We could do it. Well, what time control you wanna do? We could do like a 2+1 if you want, like for fun, but.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
mean,
good
whatever you
game
want.
right here. This is a good game. I think you guys are playing really well. And nobody has blundered anything. Like Bishop B4 was a threat. You killed the threat. Solid play, no mistakes. Nice job, guys. Keep it up.
Yeah, thanks.
And Uday, what were you saying?
Yeah, I sent you a challenge.
Oh, Grammar here. Oh, he's joining. Okay, cool.
Yeah, who's Grammar here?
All right, 3+2 is fine. That will be Richard, I think.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Okay.
I'll just send him a friend request.
All right, I just started. So we'll play one quick one that I gotta run. It's fine English.
Have you accepted it?
Yeah, it's on. It says you're not active though. I think you want something else.
I don't know because I can see it.
You don't see it? Maybe refresh it.
Just a sec. Yeah, I saw it.
All right, I'll just play the good old English.
Oh, could have got you queen, son of a gun.
Oh, really? The queen was hanging?
No, then he would have got mine. So,
Oh, okay.
good move.
Let's see how I follow up with this.
It says like queen trade option. Just playing a solid game in this today. We'll play solid chess and let's see where this goes.
I mean, it's solid until one of us blunders.
Yeah, no, I remember we like were blunt. We had some really sloppy games, but now we're both focused. But I remember we like really low on time. So I'll try and play it clean. Try to keep it
I
clean
don't know
today.
how focused I
I'm trying to
am
keep it
because
clean.
it's
Oh
What's
man,
that?
I think I just threw the game
almost-
away.
What'd you
like
say?
I don't know how
What'd you say?
focused I am because
Huh?
like I'm I don't know how focused I am because it's almost 1 in the morning here, but
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, last time one time is late there. I'm like distracted with the kids or something. Yeah, so we never, but okay, at least we're both quiet. At least we both have quiet. So we'll try to, if you do.
sorry.
I don't know if you have a quiet background or not. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's never quiet in hostel, so
Never quiet what?
in a college hostel.
Oh yeah, the university.
Yeah. I mean, we just had a birthday, that's why I had to leave for like half an hour.
Wait, where is the university? In Mumbai?
Pune.
Oh, Pune.
AFMC.
Yeah, I told you I was by there. I was in a village near Pune, but I've been in Pune too. Did I tell you that?
Kasari? Yeah, Kasari village road.
No, Rajgurunagar. Rajgurunagar.
Sorry?
Rajguru.
Rajguru Nagar. I haven't heard of it.
You say you haven't been there?
No.
It's by like, it's a farming area, you know, like there's like a lot of farms right around it, but then there's a town center.
Yeah, yes.
It's nice.
There
Yeah,
will be.
check it out. It's really nice. Yeah, Pune is beautiful. Pune is like they say garden city. I'll take a quick look at your guys. No, if I keep leaving though, I don't know. I'll check it out right after you guys play. Yeah, both have a solid game here. Of course, White has the usual slight space advantage, and Uday will go for his counterplay. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea what to do here.
Right, you have to figure out because well, in these positions, White's just trying to hold the center, see, you know, try to restrain Black's counterplay. So you just have to try to activate somehow.
I mean, I'm thinking about E5, but I doubt it will be good.
Right, that's why I had Rook D1 in. So Rook D1, I'm not sure if you could have done it right after Rook D1. Well, I have a lot of pressure on the, and I have a little bit of lead in development too. So it's like you wouldn't want to open it up right away.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, and decide, do I go for H3? I suppose I'll go with that, see what you want to do here. Natural place. Yeah, these are good to study, these types of positions, because you see a lot of GMs playing these positions. You're playing, I think it's called, you're playing a modern Grunfeld, right?
It is.
Modern
I don't know. I
Grunfeld
just
is
have no
like
idea.
bishop G7 with C6 and D5. What's that?
I have no idea what this is called.
Kind of like a modern Grunfeld. Well, it depends on the position, but pretty much a modern Grunfeld, they go bishop G7, and rather than an immediate D5, they'll go C6, D5. Well, that's against D4 openings, but transpose. But yeah, it might, yeah, it's a little transposition though. So what do you do here? Fine. Something active.
Oh, come on. Are you?
Huh?
Could I have a take back?
Oh, I see. I was like, wait, oh, I'm like, okay, I see that. Oh, I'll give you one take back. Yeah, it's tricky though. What do you do here? You gotta do something active, but because even Queen
I have
D6,
no
like,
idea.
you have to have a clear plan. I guess I'll commit first. Someone's got to commit. I'll commit first, I guess,
Yeah.
with G4.
Yeah.
Hmm. I guess we're very much committing now, but I'm not sure because you had the pressure, so we'll go for it. Okay. All right, now we're just gonna blitz it out, I guess.
Oh, you couldn't go on. Yeah, I screwed up. I should have gone F6.
Couldn't that earlier.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I understand it's late over there because you're hanging a couple pieces. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's late, Uday. I don't blame you. It's late. Don't worry. No, you were doing well though. You were doing really well, and I don't know. Yeah, as you said, like things started. You know what I should have done? I think I should have played D5 right. I know I blundered maybe. I think you should have taken on B2 Uday. When I played D5, just take on B2 now. And I probably hung my D pawn. I was gonna, because I was thinking about it. I was gonna do it like now, but I was trying to win your F pawn. I was trying to win your E pawn with like, but then you had F5. I don't know. It was very complicated. But yeah, I got to run though. But why don't you analyze it? Analyze it. Let me know. Okay.
Yeah, what did you mean about B2? Sorry, I didn't get that.
No. Okay. Look at my screen. Right. The moment I played D5, you should probably take on B2. I take back, and then you go, pawn takes I just lose the pawn. Yeah, no, G5 was not the right idea. No, I should have just played D5. I think right after you take on E4, I just blast the center with D5. And I think it's complicated still.
What about?
Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what I do? You know what I do? I go Queen C2, attack your E pawn, provoke F5, open your king a little bit. Then I go D5 and I open the lines. I don't know. You're still doing fine though. What's that?
Yeah, that's probably better. Anyways.
Yeah, it's better. I'll take a quick look here. What's the computer like?
Yeah. By the way,
it's pretty much in my favor, but it said you were doing well. It said, yeah, exactly. That's where you should have taken. That was your main hook right there. But I don't know. Did I play this wrong? Let's see. It's fine. Yeah, this is fine. C5 was wrong apparently. I'm not sure why this is good. Because if you otherwise I play E4. Yeah, you just have some squeeze, a little bit of a squeeze there. But then I come back and yeah, it says you're okay. And then I missed bishop H6. That's messy. Oh, I have E3. Anyway, it's complicated, but yeah, you have this. So basically, Uday, yeah, you shouldn't have gone into E4. It's too committal. Because you go to E4, you have a rigid structure. Your pawn's weak on E4, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. And then I should have moved my
Oh
queen.
no, John got me.
Doesn't queen T2 F5? Oh yeah. Oh, you still guys are still going. John ended up getting you.
He's running out of time. There you go.
Yeah, I guess you're in the lead.
Except for the piece blunder. It was an interesting game. Yeah, check out Uday. Check out those positions because it's like white is just trying to squeeze. So it's a question.
Yeah, like how would you recommend trying to study these positions? Like any video or anything? How would you recommend trying to study these positions?
I mean, just look up the opening book. Just look at the opening book and just see what GMs do in those positions. So you get a sense. Because it's not like it's that complicated. It's just black is just solid. You just have to find out where black gets breaks in. Well, it's the counterplay is either like C5, E5, or knight E4. So wait, what's going on here? So wait, so John, okay. Oh, okay. So ultimately,
by the way,
that's a good game, guys.
David,
that's a good game right there. What?
Yeah, good game.
David, I missed the. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the last part, like the second game. So you'll have the recording, right?
Yeah, it ended up losing, I lost connection for a minute, so I'm not sure if it's connected or not. I could send both links, but I'll try to put it on YouTube. Or like, maybe I'll just do, if it's separated, I'll probably just do like part 1, part 2 or something. All right, guys, I'm gonna run.
I see you, Dave.
Hey, nobody won
Bye,
yet.
David.
Thanks.
No, nobody won, guys. This is still very much alive. Just watch your time. John, just watch your time. Or maybe we want to give him a few seconds, but yeah. Well, I'll leave it. I'll leave it running. Who wants to be the host? And you can end it.
I can
I mean,
give it
I'm
a
also
shot.
leaving now, so you can make one of the others.
Are you gonna go? All right, Uday, see ya. I'll make nice job, Uday. I'll make John the host.
Yeah, thanks. Maybe next time I'll give you a bit of. Oh,
Yeah, it's just yeah, you're tired. Your pieces got loose. But but look up the line. Look up the line. But the thing, even if you get in trouble, like I said, if you get in trouble, think about how you still be resilient even after you're in trouble. Right?
yeah, that's true.
How to be resilient in those positions. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh.
over anyway. It's over. Oh, I locked on time. I don't know.
Hey, Andrew, good game. I
No,
have
like
you,
black
Thanks,
is up
John.
a rook. Black is up a rook, but like white is really active here.
I have your name here, so I'll look you up. You know, we can practice playing if you'd like.
Yeah, seems like we're evenly matched.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was good. Wait, what is even going on here? So like white is really well centralized, but you had some stuff where you. So basically that was a nice move, John. Andrew, when you got your queen onto d4, that was pretty nice. And then you hung your queen? No, it wasn't nice. It was a nice idea. No, as you said, no, wait.
Wait, no,
What
it's
is going
pinned,
on?
right?
No, it's
Yeah,
still
it's like,
losing.
whoa,
You
No, it's still
crap.
losing. No,
You
it
could've
loses.
won
You
a
hung a
piece.
piece.
yeah,
Yeah,
he would have got my
yeah.
The
queen.
knight takes the queen.
Hey,
Right.
He
that was
takes your queen,
that
and
was
then
the
you
point.
take the knight.
That was the
No,
point.
you end up winning a piece because the bishop's hanging on d1 after you take the knight.
Oh,
Yeah, you would have won a piece, but then black wins a piece. And then you get this one. Okay, so he's up a rook, but white has a lot of play. And then you get more material back, so now white's just down a piece with a ton of play. Oh no, but then he takes black's winning. He's going to take the bishop on c5. Yeah, Andrew, you can take the bishop on c5 now, right?
Yeah, I saw that. And then ran out of
Yeah,
time.
then you got to be winning after you take that material. But right before that, John, maybe just play like, I don't know, move your bishop though. Yeah, you don't have to take your bishop. Maybe play like just move your bishop somewhere. Like
Yeah.
no, take ace. No, don't take
Yeah,
ace.
right here is waiting to clear this. What pawn is this?
Oh,
C2,
then you
I
get the
guess?
f2 pawn. You get the f2 pawn.
Yeah, I was trying to like. use
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
focal
It's
point.
you are up a whole rook there. Yeah, you're probably winning, but you're up a rook. But John, yeah. So basically Andrew blundered and you didn't exploit his blunder, and then he ended up winning material, but you could have won material. All right. So that's the key moment. Just watch out. It's like you don't expect your opponent to hang their queen that way. Right. It was sneaky. No, it's pinned though, but it's just like the exchanges should favor white
Oh,
because
okay.
you grab the queen and the knight, and the bishop still hangs on d1, and you take the bishop at the end of the line. All right, guys, nice work.
Okay.
Thanks,
See y'all
David.
next week.
Bye,
So
everyone.
you closing down? Closing down, Dave?
Yeah, I'll close it down since we're finishing.
Okay. All right, good.
Are you guys gonna play more though? If you guys play more, I'll leave it. I'll pass it on. You guys gonna play
Well,
more?
I got his name now, so if
Everyone wants to play. Richard, are you gonna play? I don't know if he's there. All right, unless you guys gonna play again, I'll end it. But you guys can still play no matter what.
I think I'm pretty tired for now. I mean,
Yeah, he has my name and I have
I know
his.
Uday's
so
tired as well.
we
All right,
can
guys,
always
I gotta
play
run to
on
this
details.
volunteering. So I'll see you guys next week then. You guys can
Cool. See you,
continue on
David.
each other
Take care, man.
individually. You too, guys.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.